So we spent the last 2 months making a Metroidvania game called Eggventure. Yeah, you heard that right. This game is all about eggs, and it is as ridiculous as it sounds. A story-rich pixel art Metroidvania game that talks about Eggbert who tries to save his friend from being cooked. And here's the twist. Making this game was actually pretty easy. I know this is something that we usually don't hear in devlogs or what most indie devs says. So in this episode, I will talk about how we managed to make our vertical slice in just 2 months and actually what went right, what is our current problem. So the idea of Eggventure actually came when one of the narrative designers went to his fridge, wanted to eat some eggs, took 2, and 1 was left in the fridge. While he was cooking the egg, he thought how that one lonely egg felt. The 2 that he is eating or cooking right now is his friend. And then the story expanded a bit. What is the emotions of these? What are their culture? Of course, because they live in such a weird fridge kingdom, they have a different civilization. They have different emotions, different concepts from the humanity. How do they perceive humans and other stuff? Of course, the weather is different. And here, we thought the story would be very interesting to make as a video game. And let me tell you, the first meeting was throwing ideas in narrative design that was very exciting to work on. Our team really did not want to make another video game because we are already working on a FPS storage game called Robotic Hell, so we did not want to stress ourselves. It was a very exciting idea to neglect. Also, the storage FPS game was already end really soon and just need to be released in the end of 2026. Art style, as you see, we went for no outline pixel art, a bit of one shadow, one highlight, almost 4080 by 4080 sprite size for most of the sprites, and we are going by the animation of 2s rather than 3s. We are depending on a bit of both Unity Light 2D and some custom shaders to make the game a bit more artistic. We did not yet decide what is the best style for our UI. Our UI UX director is currently working on something, and as you see, the demo that will be released on 2026 1st of January will have a lot of gameplay as you see in this map. So for technical details, so Eggventure is a 2D Metroidvania game, and as many people know, we use Unity engine for most of our video games because most of our assets and systems that are already built in is in Unity. So we build the game in Unity 6. It's the most stable yet, and it's very good in optimization if we wanted to port it for something like Nintendo Switch. And because we love that our video game runs on every device in every PC spec. Another Metroidvania pixel art game is something very generalized in art direction. So how could we mix it with the funny, weird, goofy art style? In the first, we went with 3 styles. One was more like a cartoony, non-pixel art style. The other was pixel art, the current one we showed you before. And one was 3D pixelated shader. The one that fits the best for character designs and world design was the pixel art. That's why we chose it. Yet it's because more complicated to us than 3D design because we have a very huge library for 3D assets. But yeah, who cares? Usually games take like 70 time of the production just for the art direction stuff. The balancing took time, but yeah, we nailed it in the end. Again, we only needed 2 months to put this full map with full art style. Only lack currently the background art because we were too lazy to do it in the beginning. So you remember when I said the development was easy? That's right. We're talking about art, coding, and everything else except audio. We've been struggling a lot on getting the best sound effects, music, and VOs. The problem is in our narrative design we get a bit too far. We wanted to instruct a language for the game for the people that uses the game. Also, we did not want just a pixelated music. We wanted a traditional music that the communities in that video game, the culture in that video game uses. So it's not just music. It's just like their own created music by their culture. So it takes a lot of time to handle audio. We might not be able to catch on with the deadline to make the best audio for the game, but I'm trying as much as possible. Also for the VO, we're trying to get the best accents possible according to the place, because of course a language has different accents. So we're trying to train our VOs and seek another freelancers VOs to put the most unique voices in the characters, because in the full video game you have a lot of NPCs that you talk to. But yeah, for the rest of development, it was pretty easy. Again guys, we have a very huge library of assets. Again, you can check some. We sometimes publish some of our assets in our asset store. We use them to really cut time, just like multilingual support. We can do multilingual support for any game in a very small amount of time because we already programmed the system in other projects. So most of the systems were very easy to produce. It was just tweaking some stuff and integrating in the engine. And we have a lot of talented people who work on coding and integration, so it was not very complicated thing to do. The thing that we are trying to do is to market the game and to make it as much polished as possible for you guys to try. So what is next for Eggventure? The next for Eggventure is that we will polish as much as possible in the next 2 months. We will have a playable demo in the 1st January of 2026. You guys can try it. You can guys try it in Steam when that's published. We will of course announce it for you guys. And the full release of the game will be on the mid of 2026. We are not really sure when that would be, because we might add more content or more mechanics, so we are not very sure. But of course it's before the end of 2026, so it do not collide with our other title that's gonna be launched in the end of 2026. So thanks for watching. Definitely tell us what is your opinion about the video game. What things do you want to see in Eggventure, and what's your thoughts on the project? Thanks for watching, and see you in the next episode. Again, a reminder guys, we switched to weekly uploads, so we're gonna upload 1 week episode just to increase the quality and to have more time working on our projects. Shorts gonna be daily, but the long form video is gonna be each week. Thanks for your support. Definitely don't forget to subscribe, hit that bell button and share the video, and see you in the next episode.